Hey guys, hey, welcome back to their Speed Duel deck profile. Hey, today we're like Gravekeeper's Bird. This is the deck I saw online, saw him playing, and I thought it was really cool. So I decided to build it to myself. I did some modifications to it, right, to make it for my specific taste and playstyle. But this deck is just a burn deck, you know, right? Hey, look, you can still play burn decks in Speed Duel. This is not an FTK burn, it's not an OTK burn. This is a turn 3 burn, if anything, turn 3, turn 4, right? If you can get all the pieces off. So what this deck does is deck plays Shadows Reborn. This is a classic old skill. Like this is back from like the Marik deck, which was like the third deck that came out or something, right? So what this deck does is you pay half your life points to monster reborn a card, and your opponent takes no battle damage for the rest of the turn. That card, that is irrelevant. You do not care about that. You just care the fact that you can reborn cards in. The way that we burn your opponent is with this guy. 3 Gravekeeper Curse. So this is card on summon, on flip summon, on normal summon, on special summon, burn your opponent for 500. So there you go. So you can reborn this guy and burn for 500. So you're thinking that's a lot. Wait, don't you have to burn your opponent then for 8 turns? 8 times. Like, hey, that is true. But you know what? We're gonna turbo this out. So we got a triple Gravekeeper's Cannon Holder. What this card does is that you tribute a Gravekeeper monster except itself to burn for 700. So this is how you get you turbo it out, right? The 700 actually does matter a lot when you play this deck, right? Next we have triple Recruiter. Recruiter is that when he's sent from field to graveyard in any way destruction by battle, by card effects, you know, you add a Gravekeeper card. That's very important, right? Because we're just gonna get rid of him because he's useless. And next we play probably the most cuttable, like probably one of the worst card in the deck is Gravekeeper's Chief. Is that when you tribute summon him, you summon back a Gravekeeper's monster, right? Yeah, you can special summon back a Gravekeeper's monster, right? He's just there, you know, he's chilling, you know. You just use him to bring back a Gravekeeper's monster. I see some lists that plays the big Gravekeeper guy, the Visionary, instead, right? If they want to go for a beatdown, I think that's too dangerous. I don't like that. I feel that's very risky to do in a deck that doesn't have any battle protection because of that, like have no real backup plays, right? So I just play one Chief. He's also a very side deckable out card, right? Games 2 and 3. So that's the main deck. The spells, we only play 2 spells. Double Allure, that's it. Just double Allures, draw your cards, you know? Every card in your deck is dark. You use this to banish cards like the extra, like the Chief, the Recruiters, and the Cannon Holders, if anything, because you have too many of those copies. So how do we get to burn? So we like I said, so the optimal turn is to always open a Gravekeeper's Curse, right? So then we can start doing cards like this. So triple Dark Renewal is when your opponent summons a monster, you send one of your spellcaster monster, one of your monsters to summon any dark spellcaster from your deck, which is pretty much all of these guys. So yeah. So your opponent, so if you open up something like Recruiter, you normal summon the Recruiter, you set this, your opponent summons a monster. Gotcha. Tribute that out. Send this guy to summon out your curse to burn for 500 to get your play started, or you just grab wherever you want, right? And then the Recruiter will get his effect off of the Dark Renewal for you to then add any monster. So then you add something like Gravekeeper's Cannon Holder for next turn, right? Next, to ensure that our opponent don't kill us right away, we play triple Wall Destruction as our limit 3. Your limit 3 could literally be anything. I think this is bad. I think this is probably the better one, right? In case when you need to go to defensive, your opponent attacks, you just do this. They just inflict battle damage, like any type of battle damage to them, you know, right? So that's why I play triple this guy. But I think this is probably the best one. Next, to make sure that we can still burn is Rite of Spirit. You target a Gravekeeper's monster in your opponent's grave. You target a Gravekeeper monster in your graveyard and you special summon it. That's it. That's all it does. It's not what's burn. You just want to do this card, right? And that's how you burn. And then finally play one Nightmare Wheel. This is just another classic burn card. You can play this as Zoma. You can play Zoma, right? If you want to do the Crash. You can play, I think it's either this or Zoma or your only real picks. I just decided Nightmare Wheel because it's easier. You know, it's more flexible, right? It doesn't do, right? Because your opponent can always just play around the Zoma, right? But Nightmare Wheel is like, no, you cannot. So the way that this deck burn is that the most optimal hand I believe you want to open up with is an access to Curse, a Renewal, and a right? So you summon this, you burn for 500, right? You burn for 500. Your opponent's turn, you do this. Your opponent's turn, so you burn for 500. You do this, you bring out the Cannon Holder, right? You bring out Cannon Holder. Right? Oh, you also need to have access to a Cannon Holder at some point. So in order for this to actually, you need to have like a Cannon Holder or another Curse in hand. So it's technically a lot of cards that you need to perform the OTK or to perform the FTK. But if your opponent does not respect it enough, right? You do this, right? So you burn 500, you recurse. So let's say we have the Cannon Holder in hand, right? Let's say where we have the Cannon Holder in hand. So your opponent does something, right? This doesn't matter. Like it's either one of these two in hand. It doesn't matter which one. You just need to have one of the other. You need to have or get into this other one, right? So your opponent summons something. your opponent summons something, you curse it away, then you summon out. Oh wait, let me put the cannon holder in hand. Ho ho ho. You summon out another curse that's 500, that's 1k. Alright, your opponent, they probably don't have a second monster, they pass, right? So then your turn comes about. You normal summon this, you burn them for 700. Now that's 17. You reborn this. Right, that's now 500 again, so that's 22. You burn this, that's 500. That's 29 now, right? You reborn this. You burn for 500. That's 34. This burns for 40. Then you tribute this again. You burn for 41. That's how you do 100 over game. That is what I was talking about earlier about how the 200 actually matters because of that, right? So yeah. So you summon this 1, 2. You summon this 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that's 4,000. Then you get like 4 tributes off, and then that's how you burn for game. Yeah, it's very specific, right? I mean, like if your opponent is playing a stall game, right? You definitely win in that game because you just start burning, you just start setting up your board in order to perform this combo. But yeah, that's the Gravekeeper's burn strat that you do with this deck. I think it's pretty cool. I managed to pull it off a few times at my speed duel local, which I think is really great. No one sees it. People's like, man, oh man, I can't stop this. My deck is built for my precious queen. How am I supposed to stop this? You also getting DD Crow on the Gravekeeper's curse, you just straight up lose, right? So watch out for those DD Crows, right? But yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Thank you for watching. Like always, you guys, any other deck you guys want to see on the channel. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the extract. I forgot. This is the most important part. The extract is always important because it's just a bunch of Waking the Dragon targets. When we don't play Waking the Dragon, one Dragoon, one Dangerous, one Master of All, Super Vehicon Stealth Unit, and Cyber End Dragon, Jumbo Juroy. None of these cards really matter. It's just there. It makes your opponent think you have an extract. You know, I don't know what you want me to do with these cards. I'm gonna put my extract down your phone. Like, man, I hope those are real cards. Like, yeah, these are definitely real cards, you know, right? But anyway, yeah, that's the deck profile. Thanks for watching, like always. If there's anything you want to see, comment down below. I'll try to get to them. I got a bunch of these lined up that I want to do. I have planned. All right, okay, thanks. Bye.